I've been wanting to go through the emerald tablets of Thoth myself from a different angle. As an ex-occultist, I've never bothered with this book because I see right through the agenda it was set out to do. And that is to confuse the reader. I will just show the same issue as Mr. Zachariah Sitchin, and how the occult make up fake occult information to push you in the wrong direction. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth are such a thing. Translated by Maurice Doriel, 1898–1963, born Claude Doggins, was an American occultist and founder of the Brotherhood of the White Temple in the United States, which the organization still exists. During a 1925 Maurice Doriel visit to the Great Pyramids of Giza, he discovered a set of ancient emerald tablets belonging to the Egyptian deity Thoth. This, however, has a problem. The texts have been known since the 11th–12th century. It was translated by Sir Isaac Newton some 300 years before Maurice Doriel. Also, there is no such book. The emerald tablets are in fact fragments, as explained by Sir Isaac Newton. I will show the flaws in the tablets. The Tablets of Thoth is simply a simplified and selective parts of the Kabbalah and selective Egyptian gods. It's to match the background of Thoth. Combined in a vague way, the book itself, it's 40% philosophy, 30% astral projection and 30% known astrology. The book is focused on death and not the living. In fact, there is nothing to learn, as regards being alive, as you will see. Sekhet Hetspet, the house of the gods. Osiris, the symbol of the guard of the portal, who turns back the souls of unworthy men. Beyond lies the sphere of the heaven-born powers, Arulu, the land where the great ones have passed. There, when my work among men has been finished, will I join the great ones of my ancient home. 7 are the mansions of the house of the mighty. So, Sekhet Hetspet, the house of the gods. Osiris, the symbol of the guard of the port. So, Sekhet Hetspet, the house of the gods is also Nephthys, who is a protective goddess who symbolizes the death experience, just as Isis represented the birth experience. Nephthys was known in some ancient Egyptian temple theologies and cosmologies as the helpful goddess or the excellent goddess. These late ancient Egyptian temple texts describe a goddess who represented divine assistance and protective guardianship. Nephthys is regarded as the mother of the funerary deity Anubis. Also, this is important, because there is no mention of Horus, Anubis, the sons of Osiris, in the whole book of Thoth, and Osiris is the son of Saturn, not a god of the port. Long ago, in the days of the first man, warfare began between darkness and light. Man, then as now, were filled with both darkness and light, and while in some darkness held sway, in other light filled the soul. Age-old in this warfare, the eternal struggle between darkness and light. Fiercely as it fought all through the ages, using strange powers hidden to man. Adepts has there been filled with the blackness, struggling always against the light, but others there are who, filled with brightness, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Where'er ye may be in all ages and plane, surely, ye shall know of the battle with night. Long ages ago, the sons of the morning descending, found the world filled with night. There in that past, begun the struggle, the age-old battle darkness-light. Basic astrology. The sons of the morning are the 5 planets, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, which appear before the break of dawn. So Thoth acknowledges the 7 planets. However, ancient Egypt religion is focused on the day cycles of the sun and Nile River flooding cycles. That's because Egypt doesn't have 4 seasons, and the Nile is the lifeblood of Egypt. They weren't interested in all the planets. Their philosophy is completely different. Next, list ye, O man, and hear a mystery stranger than all that lies neath the sun. Know ye, O man, that all space is filled by worlds within worlds, one within the other, yet separate by law. Once in my search for deep buried wisdom, I opened the door that bars them from man. Called I from the other planes of being, one who was fairer than the daughters of men. I called her from out of the spaces, to shine as a light in the world of men. Used I the drum of the serpent, wore I the robe of the purple and gold. Placed on my head, the the crown of silver. Around me the circle of cinnabar shone. Raised I my arms and cried the invocation that opens the path to the plains beyond. Cried to the lords of the signs in their houses, lords of the two horizons, watchers of the treble gates. Stand ye one at the right and one at the left as the star rises to his throne and rules over his sign. I, thou dark prince of Arulu, open the gates of the dim, hidden land and release her whom ye keep imprisoned. 1. That all space is filled by worlds within worlds. This simply means the planets, which are worlds, that are worlds within worlds. 2. Cried to the lords of the signs in their houses. The houses are the houses of the zodiac, such as the house of Mars, or the house of Jupiter, etc. 3. Lords of the two horizons, simply means the horizons of the east and west, sunrise and sunset. 4. Star rises to his throne and rules over his sign, simply means the age, such as the sun currently rises in the age of Pisces. 5. Wore I the robe of the purple and gold. This verse was only added to connect the idea Thoth is Mercury. Thoth wears purple with is the royal arch degree, the color of Mercury, and gold, which is the sun. 6. Placed on my head, I, the crown of silver. Around me the circle of cinnabar shone. So, this means in the occult, the silver crown. Silver is the spirit, or the thought and emotion. Thoth stands in a circle of cinnabar shone. Cinnabar is Mercury. Shon is Mercury in liquid form. So, Thoth is telling you to stand in a pool of Mercury while wearing a silver crown. Again, typical occult twisting of the words. Because the verses are true, because it's simply basic astrology schoolboy stuff. And if you don't know astrology, then the riddles have served its purpose. As for standing in Mercury, well, that is stupid, and I can't find a single reference of standing in Mercury in any ancient civilization or any of the occult doctrines. 2 are the gods of east and west of Isis, the mother who pleads for her children, queen of the moon, reflecting the sun. Ba is the essence, living forever. Ka is the shadow that man knows as life. Ba cometh not until Ka is incarnate. These are mysteries to preserve through the ages. This is simply ancient Egyptian ideology, basic knowledge, and still follows the same belief system. The Ka, the meaning is Ka, represents person's double, or life force, and upon death it was separated from the body. The Ba was the part of the soul that could travel between the worlds of the living and the dead. This is why Nephthys, who is a protective goddess who symbolizes the death experience, is mentioned. So the book promotes astral projection, and this astral projection is the theme of the Book of Thoth. Because 60% of the book is Thoth's point of view while ether dead or astral projecting, masters they of the sun power, ever unseen yet the guardians of men. Open to all is their pathway, open to he who will walk in the light. Free are they of dark amenti, free of the halls, where life reigns supreme. Sons are they and lords of the morning, children of light to shine among men. Like man are they and yet are unlike, never divided were they in the past. One have they been in oneness eternal, throughout all space since the beginning of time. Long time ago, in the halls of Amenti, I, Thoth, stood before the lords of the cycles. Mighty, they in their aspects of power, mighty, they in the wisdom unveiled. The halls of Amenti is the egg, or the 48 fixed constellations, commonly called the Orphic egg or the cosmic egg. And he stood before the lords of the cycles, which is the planets, who move in cycles. Which I will read a verse from the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, 24th degree, Prince of the Tabernacle. I am Isis, Queen of this country. I was instructed by Mercury. No one can destroy the laws which I have established. I am the eldest daughter of Saturn, most ancient of the gods. I am the wife and sister of Osiris the king. I first made known to mortals the use of wheat. I am the mother of Horus the king. In my honor was the city of Bubast built. Rejoice, O Egypt, rejoice, land that gave me birth. And on the other was this, I am Osiris the king, who led my armies into all parts of the world, to the most thickly inhabited countries of India, the north, the Danube, and the ocean. I am the eldest son of Saturn. I was born of the brilliant and magnificent egg, and my substance is of the same nature as that which composes light. There is no place in the universe where I have not appeared, to bestow my benefits and make known my discoveries. The rest was illegible. To aid her in the search for the body of Osiris, and to nurse her infant child horns, Isis sought out and took with her Anubis, son of Osiris, and his sister Nephthil, as we have said, Wag Sirius, the brightest star in the heavens. After finding him, she went to Byblos, and seated herself near a fountain, where she had learned that the sacred chest had stopped which contained the body of Osiris. So, Osiris and Isis were born of the brilliant and magnificent egg, and son and daughter of Saturn. And Thoth kind of misses this little point out. See the problem here, Thoth predates both Osiris and Isis, and yet mentions them both, but only in passing. As I thought, the halls of Amenti is the brilliant and magnificent egg. Again the occult twisting the words to the uninitiated. Learned I of the masters of cycles, wisdom brought from the cycles above. Manifest they in this cycle as guides of man to the knowledge of all. 7 Are they, mighty in power, speaking these words through me to men. Time after time, stood I before them listening to words that came not with sound. So, Thoth is basically stating basic schoolboy astrology stuff. 7 Mighty in power, from cycles above, simply means the 7 planets. Which obviously they all move in cycles above. Again occult twisting of the worlds. Rather just stating the obvious, they try and put their own spin on the facts. Come from the halls where the 7 lords rule. Named them by name, I, the 7, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, 9. By their names I call them to aid me, free me and save me from the darkness of night. Antanas, Ktas, Chitl, and Goiana, Hidl, Semvituadal. By their names I implore thee, free me from darkness and fill me with light. 1, 3, Antanas 2, 4, Ktas 3, 5, Chitl, 4, 6, Goiana, 5, 7, Hidl, 6, 8, Semvata, 7, 9, Adal. Again the line gives it away, come from the halls where the 7 lords rule. As it states, the halls of Amenti is the solar system where the 7 gods reside. However, often the halls of Amenti is the cosmic egg, or ball of 48 constellations. 1, 3, Antanas, Jupiter, holds the key of all hidden magic, creator he of the halls of the dead, sending forth power, shrouding with darkness, binding the souls of the children of men, sending the darkness, binding the soul force, director of negative to the children of men. 2, 4. Ktas, son, is he who looses the power. Lord, he, of life to the children of men. Light is his body, flame is his countenance, freer of souls to the children of men. 3, 5. Chitl, Venus, is the master, the lord of all magic. Key to the word that resounds among men. 4, 6. Goiana, moon, the lord of light, the hidden pathway, path of the souls of the children of men. 5, 7. Hidl, Saturn, is he who is lord of the vastness, master of space and the key of the times. 6, 8. Semvata, Mars, is he who orders the progress ways and balances the journey of men. 7, 9. Adal, the constellations, the father, vasty of countenance. 7, 9. Adal, are the interlocked dimensions, and 9 are the cycles of space. 9 are the suffusion of consciousness, and 9 are the worlds within worlds. 9 are the lords of the cycles that come from above and below. Basically the 9 is the entity of the Orphic egg. But again being very vague because the book is trying to make sense, without having a strong foundation in the first place, such as gods and cosmology. The meanings of the planets are taken from the Sumerian Mulapin cuneiform texts. The count starts at 3, because 1 and 2 is man's body and spirit. But the book is extremely vague. It's only because of the 30 years in the occult that I already know this. And by mixing up the numbers it confuses the reader. Thus, as it states in the opening pages of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, you need to read and reread over and over. In short, it was written that way on purpose, to keep you invested. opened they the doorway so I might glimpse the primeval chaos. Shuddered my soul to the vision of horror, shrank back my soul from the ocean of darkness. Then saw I the need for the barriers, saw the need for the lords of Arulu. Only they with their infinite balance could stand in the way of the inpouring chaos. Only they could guard God's creation. Then did I pass around the circle of 8. Saw all the souls who had conquered the darkness. Saw the splendor of light where they dwelled. Longed I to take my place in their circle, but longed I also for the way I had chosen, when I stood in the halls of Amenti and made my choice to the work I would do. Passed I from the halls of Arulu down to the earth space where my body lay. Arose I from the earth where I rested. Stood I before the dweller, entered I my body. Created the circles that know not angles, created the form the emerald tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean that from my form was formed. Made my body into a circle, and lost the pursuers in the circles of time. So, it says, Thoth flavors the dark prince of Arulu. 1. Know ye this earth is but a portal, guarded by powers unknown to man. Yet, the dark lords hide the entrance that leads to the heaven-born land. Know ye, the way to the sphere of Arulu is guarded by barriers opened only to light-born man. 2. I, thou dark prince of Arulu, open the gates of the dim, hidden land and release her whom ye keep imprisoned. 3. Fear is the lord of the dark Arulu to he who never faced the dark fear. 4. That from my form was formed, made my body into a circle and lost the pursuers in the circles of time. 5. Then saw I the need for the barriers, only they could guard God's creation. 6. Then did I pass around the circle of 8. So, only they, the dark prince of Arulu can guard God's creation of the cosmic egg. They, means more than one. So again it means the ball of the 48 constellations, and Thoth turned into a circle and lost the pursuers in the circles of time. So, this is to connect Thoth with Mercury. The circles of time is the orbit of Mercury itself. Because time has no meaning on Mercury. This is simply the occult twisting of the words. In short, it's true, but also it's not. The occult like riddles and allegories. And the 8th circle is Uranus. In the primeval, dwell 3 unities. Other than these, none can exist. These are the equilibrium, source of creation, one God, one truth, one point of freedom. 3 come forth from the 3 of the balance, all life, all good, all power. Above the sky, like a rainbow of fire and sunlight, were formed the spirits. Sang they the glories of the Holy One. Then from the midst of the fire came a voice, behold the glory of the first cause. I beheld that light, high above all darkness, reflected in my own being. I attained, as it were, to the God of all gods, the Spirit Son, the sovereign of the sun spheres. So, it says believe in one God and the God is the Son. The Holy One, the God of all the gods. So, the sun and planets. But, in his temple, all-seeing, the dweller, lay in his Agwanti, while through Atlantis, his soul roamed free. Saw he the Atlanteans, by their magic, opening the gateway that would bring to earth a great woe. Fast fled his soul then, back to his body. Up he arose from his Agwanti. Called he the 3 mighty messengers. Gave the commands that shattered the world. Deep neath earth's crust to the halls of Amenti, swiftly descended the dweller. Called he then on the powers the 7 lords wielded. Changed the earth's balance. The emerald tablets of Thoth the Atlantean down. Sank Atlantis beneath the dark waves. Shattered the gateway that had been opened. Shattered the doorway that led down below. All of the islands were shattered except Tunnel, and part of the island of the sons of the dweller. The dweller is Jupiter. That's obvious, as we already did a video on the Tower of Babel and how Jupiter brought the flood, and how Jupiter affected the waters on Earth. The emerald tablets simply don't speak of a cause, only the effect, other than it just happened. Due to evil men. A blatant rip-off of the Book of Enoch. Again with only 2 pages of backstory, it's obvious it's open to interpretation. Secondly, Thoth has 0 connection with any other civilization on the story of the Great Flood. In effect, it's trying to make you believe its version of very vague accounts. The book simply bypassed the Egyptian gods' story and cosmology, except 3 main gods who play 0 roles in the book. However, Their sons Horus and Anubis and anyone else just has no meaning or relevance, so not to complicate matters, just simply remove them all, and the book mainly focuses on damnation of the soul and reincarnation, and that it teaches when you die, you can not leave the Orphic egg, because beyond that is the Dark Brothers of Arulu stopping you leaving due to chaos outside of the egg, and that Thoth is pleased the Dark Brothers of Arulu are there is no afterlife or heaven, only wandering and a lot of made up stuff about other men in other worlds and how some spirits made a planet, a spaceship that never is used again, and vibrating crystals that can bring down a mountain and is never used again. It's so far of the scope it begins to contradict itself. It's all philosophy, that's translated as use your imagination to fill in the blanks, rather like the movies in 2024. Honestly, there are around 20 different versions and translations. The essence of the myth becomes very vague and obscure. Lastly, while Thoth is mentioned in the Scottish rite of Freemasonry as Enoch, there is zero word of any emerald tablets, and everything the book teaches is in complete contradiction of Freemasonry on every level. Just another false belief to push you in the wrong way of thought. I would even go to say the book would work well as a novel, but not historical in any sense. My conclusions is it's a totally fabricated doctrine created well before the 12th century, unless you truly believe you can 100% astral project with total control. Then it's just another idea. If you were to have read this while in Egypt during the 10th or 11th century, you probably pick the faults right out the book. It properly originates at the Library of Alexander, long before Rome, which condemns the soul, because it contains a lot of similar aspects as their Homer's chain, or the Katana Aura. This is also during the time of the School of Mysteries, so of course a lot of false publications were present. And without Thoth's secret incantations, unpronounceable words, secret names, and secret meditation practices, you're fucked. It tries to make you believe. But the book has no real end, other than to repeat itself. Like reincarnation, zero religious views and zero religious rituals, zero concept of day-to-day life, just simply believe and that's it. Because the book is mostly talking about past tense and the rest is metaphysical on the idea when you die. Not in the now, only focuses on death. Lastly, the only way you can fulfill Thoth's word is to go into the Great Pyramid yourself, and lay in its very small sarcophagus, in the king's chamber, and meditate. Yea, sure you can. If that was the case, Thoth would have built the pyramid with an all-purpose entrance and not seal up the building. You would have to be very stupid to even entertain this book as fact.